Okay, I see GA, Minnesota, South Carolina, Calgary. Thank you, thank you. Where are you joining us from? Please put that in the chat. We have 2 more minutes and we will get started. So where are you joining us from? Okay, awesome, awesome. 1 more minute and we will get started. In the chat, where are you joining us from? Oh, I see someone from Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria. Nice, 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 nice. So put in the chat, 1 more minute, we will get started. Saskatchewan, nice. Ontario, Maryland, Kent, Dallas, awesome, awesome, awesome. Where are you joining us from? 1 more minute and we will get started. So we're getting started in exactly 1 minute. Where are you joining us from? Okay, so it's exactly time. So we're starting now. So welcome to this free training, how to break into six-figure data and AI careers. So we're talking data management, data governance, and AI governance. So it's for those of you, even if you have no tech background, and we will be exploring the CDMP certification pathway. So if you've been watching from the sidelines as AI and data roles explode, if you've been feeling like you've missed the boat because you don't have a tech degree or coding skills, then I'm here to tell you this. You're actually in the perfect position to break in right now. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that in the next 60 minutes. I always like to do a bit of a check. So this training is for you. If I say anything that aligns with you, please feel free to put in the chat, write a yes, so that I know that I have the right people in the room. So this training is for you if you feel underpaid, undervalued, or overqualified in your current role, or you want a high-paying career with better work-life balance and benefits, or you're an immigrant who came to Canada, the UK, or the US for a better life, but you've been forced to take low paying jobs that are below your skill level and experience. If this is you, put a yes in the chat. If you're tired of applying for jobs, not getting interviews, if you want to transition into tech, but you don't have coding skills or a tech degree, if you're worried about AI changing the job market and you want to stay ahead, put a yes in the chat. If you want to add data skills as a competitive advantage, or you've been trying to figure it out alone, but it feels overwhelming, or you're just ready for a career change that could transform your life, then this training is exactly for you. Now, this training, even though we've all said yes, there's some things I always like to point out. So this training is not for you if you're looking for a get rich quick scheme, this is not for you. If you're not willing to invest time learning new skills, it is not for you. If you're not open to continuous learning and growth, then it's not for you. If you expect career transformation without effort, it is not for you. And then if you're not ready to put in the work that it takes to transition into six-figure roles, then this training is not for you. Because I'm not going to kid you and say, oh yeah, there's this magic wand or there's something that you just do this and then you get this. No, you actually have to put in the work to get the results that you need. So if you're one who's ready to put in the work to get that result, then this is definitely for you. So by the end of this masterclass, you're going to walk away knowing why data management, data governance, and AI governance are fast growing and in high demand, why you should align your career with roles that grow with AI, how you can leverage your previous experience in any industry to break into data management, data and AI governance. You would also learn my proven land method, which would help you get called for interviews, sell yourself powerfully, and negotiate six-figure salaries. Then you know the step-by-step roadmap which professionals like you have used to secure high-paying roles across the globe. And finally, you learn how Tech Thrivers can help you position as a six-figure data and AI professional in 8 weeks. So these are the things that you'll be working away with at the end of the session today. So my promise to you is I'll deliver as much value as I can in this free 60 minutes masterclass. Nothing I teach is based on theory. I broke into tech successfully. I've transformed my life, that of my family, and now I teach people how to do the same. And I have hundreds of students who have done the same or who have achieved the same result that I believe you're all trying to achieve. And that's why you've joined this call today. So everything I'm going to teach you today works because I have done it, and a lot of my mentees have done them as well. So basically, I will be giving you everything you need to know so you can grow your income to over $100,000 using predictable, repeatable systems instead of guesswork, failure, and fake it till you make it tactics. So who are we? This training is brought to you by Tech Thrivers Consulting Canada. So we are a Canadian education technology company, and we empower non-tech professionals to launch high-paying tech careers through upskilling, career coaching, and mentoring. We have trained hundreds of professionals, and our students usually come from Canada, the US, UK, Australia, Nigeria as well. We have about 6 career tracks. So we have data governance and data management, data analytics, business analysis, cybersecurity, and AI. And we help our students get an average starting salary of at least $90,000 and then above. So we don't just train you, we help you transform your career. So that is usually our goal. Now meet our leadership advisory team. So I am Jennifer Agbatutu. I'm the founder and CEO of Tech Thrivers Consulting. I have over 20 years experience in education, leadership, and entrepreneurship across 3 continents. I've led data and AI teams in government and private sector. I'm a career coach and consultant. Then we have Dr. Eunice. So Dr. Eunice is she's a supply chain and governance advisor. She has over 20 years experience at Shell Petroleum as a procurement manager, and then now she's a university professor in the UK. She's an expert in governance, compliance, and contract management. We also have Francis on our team. Francis has over 15 years driving enterprise data and AI transformation across oil and gas, insurance, retail, and financial services. We have Gregory on the team as well. Gregory is a business strategy and innovation consultant. He has over 20 years experience leading enterprise strategy and data and AI innovation initiatives across finance, banking, healthcare, and professional services. We have Anthony on the team. He's a project management consultant. He has over 20 years experience delivering complex projects across financial services, higher education, nonprofit sectors at some of Canada's most respected institutions. Then we have Christopher on the
Did you guys see
team.
my hair?
Christopher is a data steward. Are you showing us your hair? I'm gonna mute everyone. I don't know if that was for us, but I'm muting everybody right away. Okay, so we do have Christopher on the team, like I was saying. He's a data stewardship and career coach. So he has 20 years experience supporting enterprise data environments at the government of Alberta. He's a specialist in data stewardship, quality, and career transition coaching as well. So together combined, we bring our different years of experience as well as different industries and sectors together for Tech Thrivers Consulting. Last year, we did expand our operations to Africa. So this is our center in Nigeria specifically. I'm just going to move from there quickly. So here is my background, because I know many of you will be meeting me for the first time. So here's my background, here's my story. And I will say I love to share my story because I know a lot of you, just like I was some years back, a lot of you probably aren't already in tech, so you're trying to figure things out. You're coming from a different background. So that's why I like to start by sharing my story. So this was me a few years back. I started off as a Montessori educator, education consultant. So I run Teach Always, the Teachers Hub, then an entrepreneur. I worked with UNICEF as an early childhood consultant, and then the founder of My Tutorland. So these are some of the things that I did in the past. And then I run 2 schools in Nigeria. So I have South Pacific School, Ruby Center, and Ivory Center. So you can see that I come from a non-tech background, right? Over the years, I've trained over 10,000 career professionals in the past 8 years, and I've gained recognition for my work from the federal government of Nigeria, Tony Elumelu Foundation, Farafina, UNICEF, Lagos Business School, Shilit Africa. Then I migrated to Alberta, Canada, and I'm currently a data consultant leading a team of data and AI professionals in one of the biggest organizations in Canada. I'm a data and AI consultant for SMEs in North America and Africa. I work fully remote, giving me time and flexibility for my family. I always like to talk about working fully remote because I know that for a number of you, that may be what you're interested in, why you want to transition to tech. I'm an official trainer for Microsoft, that is MCT. I train companies on the use of Microsoft technologies. I'm a tech career coach. I take people by hand through a step-by-step process and in six figures in data and AI careers. So I have clients that earn anywhere from $85,000 all the way to $250,000. So I have the following certifications. So the CDMP, which is what we'll be talking about today, that is a Certified Data Management Professional Certification. I'm also DCAM certified, that is Data Management Capability Assessment Module. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm a certified business analysis professional, that is the CBAP. I'm a Microsoft certified Power BI data analyst. I'm a certified project management professional, and I'm a certified Scrum Master. So I just share some of these, my certifications, just really, I'm one who loves learning. So that's the whole point. But the CDMP is our focus for today. I'm the founder of Tech Travers Consulting Canada. I'm also the founder of Ivy Spark Tech. So that is our company in Africa. And our mission is simple, to raise a global workforce of data and AI professionals. This has been my journey. So I started off as an educator, and then I migrated to Canada, became a senior data analyst, then a data consultant, and currently I'm the founder of Tech Travers Consulting. So you may be wondering, how did I move from education to senior data analyst and then to data and AI consulting in Canada? And even when you think about it, even in the US, they say the job market is tight. So how did that work out for me? So what I'm going to be doing today is giving you my step-by-step process, which you can also replicate. So here's the problem that we're here to solve. Talented professionals are being left out of the tech economy. They don't know where to start. So if I say anything and you think it resonates with you and the issues that you're facing when it comes to your career, feel free to write a yes in the chat, because this is from so many conversations that I've had with a lot of career professionals. And I do find that for many people, it is, they don't know where to start. So the entry points are hidden when it comes to the tech space. They also think that they need to code. So a lot of people think that they need to code. So they don't even apply for jobs. They don't apply themselves because they just feel, I don't know how to code. So this is not for me. Also, they don't realize their existing skills are already worth thousands of dollars. And then many people wait many years to feel ready. You know, you want to feel ready before you actually start applying for jobs. But while you're waiting to feel ready, these jobs are going to people less qualified than them. So today we're here to fix all of this. I'm going to start by talking about the biggest lies about breaking into tech, and we're saying data and AI careers specifically. The first myth is, for many people, they think that they need to code to work in tech. Now, the truth is, many six-figure tech career paths require no coding. So we're talking data governance, data management. These are no coding roles. Business analysis as well, it's a no coding role. We have data analytics. I like to say data analytics, it's a little to no coding role because it depends on the organization. Some people see SQL as code. Well, it is some sort of coding, but it's not too difficult. So that's why I say data analytics is little or no coding. Another myth is AI is replacing data jobs. Well, the truth is AI is not replacing data professionals. It's increasing demand for structured data as AI is built on data. So AI needs clean data, data policies, data governance, ethical oversight. So with AI, it is garbage in, garbage out. And that creates higher demand for certain data roles, which we will be exploring this soon. Another myth that's stopping people from transitioning to tech is they think that they need a computer science degree to work in tech. Well, the truth is, most hiring managers care about skill demonstration and proof of experience, not necessarily degrees. So that's where you have projects, portfolios, case studies, certifications. These help you. And these are things that we prepare our students for. So we teach our students to leverage their previous experience as well as build projects, portfolios, and get the required certification. Another myth is you must start from scratch. This is one that a lot of people think. They think that when you're transitioning, then they're going to lose all the years of experience they've had in a different industry or in a different field. But the thing is, if you've worked in teaching, administration, operations, finance, audit, HR, healthcare, government, as long as you've had some experience in an organization, then you've likely worked with policies, standards, documentations, process control, record keeping, risk management, accuracy, compliance, privacy, data protection, accountability. And so if you've worked within any of this or you've worked with any of this, then you already have some skills that you can leverage in a career like data management or data governance. So I would say you already think like a data governance professional. So what you're doing when you transition is you're not changing who you are, you're elevating your experience into tech. And in our program, we teach you how to map your experiences so you don't start from scratch. Another myth is it takes 3 to 4 years to break into this field. Well, the truth is it takes structure, not years to break into data and AI careers. Most people are unsuccessful because they don't follow a structured learning path, or they don't know how to position their experience, or they try to figure it out on their own. There's something I like to talk about, which is the learning loop. Yes, right now we have information overload. I mean, just go on YouTube or do a Google search for any topic at all. There's so much information out there. Now, it's a positive, but at the same time, it could become a negative because a lot of people start learning these tech skills, but get into this learning cycle or get into this unending learning loop. You don't know where to really start or where to end. There's so much conflicting information online. So that's a problem when people try to figure out career transitions on your own. Also, many people don't know how to optimize their resume or interview correctly. So these are some of the reasons why people find it difficult transitioning into tech. And then finally, another myth is many people think you need years of experience to get hired. The thing is, the data governance market is so underserved right now that companies will hire you if you have an understanding of the DAMA framework and governance principles, if you can demonstrate competency through portfolio projects, if you can speak the data language confidently. So we're talking metadata, data quality, data lineage. If you can speak this different data language confidently, then companies will hire you. So I've been talking about some myths. So now let me talk about the data ecosystem, right? Because we're here to learn more about data as well as AI careers. So the first thing I want to say is every organization, so from hospitals to banks to governments, every organization runs on data. Here's the landscape. So you have data sources. So when you think of data sources, think of where data originates. So we're talking, say, customer records, transactions, forms, sensors, apps, spreadsheets, social media, IoT devices. Those are data sources. Then we talk about data storage. That is where data is stored and organized. So databases, data warehouses, data lakes, cloud platforms like Azure, AWS, Google Cloud. Then we have data management. That is how data is governed, clean, secured, and made trustworthy. So we're talking policies, standards, quality rules, privacy compliance, metadata. So data management, this third layer is where we'll really focus this training on today. And then the fourth layer is data consumption. That is how data is used to create value. So we're talking reports, dashboards, AI models, business decisions, predictions, and insights. So data governance sits on the third layer. That's why I said this is where we will be focusing on. Now, within these different layers, in the data ecosystem, there are jobs assigned. So in data sources layer, which is where data is created, you have roles such as the database administrator, the data architect. They design and manage where data live. And these roles are high coding roles. So if you're not someone, or if you're someone who wants to code, then this will be good for you. But if you're someone who doesn't want to code, then this may not be good for you. Then within the data storage layer, that is where data is stored and organized, you have roles such as data engineers, cloud engineers. They build the pipeline and infrastructure, and these are also high coding roles. Now, when you come to the third layer, which is data management, where data is governed and trusted, you have roles such as data governance, data steward, data quality analyst. These are non-coding roles, and you get to work with policies, standards, compliance. So there are no-code roles. And finally, you have data consumption, where data creates value. Usually you have roles from low to high code. It really depends. So like I said, data analytics, that's a low-code role. But for a data scientist or AI or ML engineer, these are more high coding roles, and they build reports, dashboards, AI models. So these are the career paths within the data ecosystem. Now let's talk about AI and the data ecosystem. Right now, we're in the middle of a structural shift. I believe that everyone is aware of it, so that's not news, right? AI is being integrated into every industry. AI is transforming all careers. So we're talking generative AI, AI agents, AI automation. They are reducing the value of technical skills, making them more accessible, and increasing the value of strategic and business skills. So our current workforce is just touching the surface of AI capabilities, because we all know AI is still in the infancy phase. So whatever thing that AI is doing right now, in another 2-3 years, it's going to be a lot better. AI is improving at a really fast rate. I like to say this. AI and data professionals have a two-way relationship. So let's explore the relationship. On one hand, AI needs data. And then on the other hand, data professionals use AI as a tool. So let's explore how AI depends on data, or AI needs data. AI depends on data professionals. AI is only as good as the data behind it. AI systems require high quality data, structured metadata, data pipelines, data governance, data quality controls, bias mitigation, access management. Now, without data engineers, you would have no data pipelines. Without data analysts, you would have no insights, and you need insights. Companies need insights for them to even know which of their processes they need to automate, or they need to deploy AI services or AI models. They need insights for that. And that's what data analysts will help them do. And even when they deploy AI, they also need insights to track how good the AI is, the impact of the AI for their business. So there comes the data analyst again. And then they also data governance. Without data governance, they have no trust. You cannot trust data that is not governed. So without data governance, there'll be no trust, no compliance, and then AI collapses. So AI does not replace data professionals. I know a lot of time you hear conversations about AI taking people's jobs, but when it comes to data professionals, AI will not replace data professionals, because AI is built on data. So AI just amplifies the importance of data professionals. So if you're one who's looking to align your career with AI, then data is definitely the way to go. Data professionals. So the second relationship is that data professionals, just like every other professional right now, data professionals use AI to improve productivity and efficiency. So data professionals use AI to do tasks such as automate their reporting, generate SQL queries, document metadata, detect anomalies, monitor data quality, draft governance policies, accelerate workflows. So AI has raised the bar. It didn't remove the profession, it just raised the bar. So data is the foundation of AI. Without data, AI collapses. So AI learns from data. When you have poor data, you're going to have biased AI. When you have no data, you can't have AI. But when you have governed data, then an organization is able to scale their AI. I've recently been in a lot of conversations, and I've attended several conferences this year on AI and data, and wherever people are talking about scaling AI, wherever professionals, industry experts are talking about scaling AI, one topic that keeps coming up is data governance, because you cannot deploy AI when you haven't governed the data, because it is really garbage in, garbage out. So AI is not replacing data professionals, it's reshaping how data roles work. It's increasing the demand for strategic and business-focused data roles, so roles such as data management, data governance, data analytics. What does a data governance or data management professional do for an organization? A data governance or data management professional helps organizations trust their data, so helps them answer the questions, is the data accurate? Is the data complete? Is the data reliable? Also helps them protect their data. So we're talking data security, privacy, compliance with regulations. Then helps them use their data strategically. So helping them make confident decisions and implement AI safely. I have these two quotes here. One is from KPMG and the other is from PMI. PMI, that's Project Management Institute. That's the institute that certifies project management professionals. And I find these quotes really, really interesting, and that's why I have them here. So according to KPMG, they did say that 62% of organizations believe a lack of data governance is the main data challenge inhibiting AI initiatives. And then according to PMI, they say AI projects are data projects. And that is very important for people or for professionals to remember. AI projects do not stand in isolation. They are data projects. They're not just about building software, but about getting the right data and then understanding how that data drives outcomes. And that's where data governance comes in again. I found this really interesting conversation on Reddit, and I just have it here. And so someone posted this, something happened at work and someone went on Reddit and posted it there. So it says, we just found out our AI has been making up analytics data for 3 months and I'm going to throw up. So we've been using an AI agent since November to answer leadership questions about metrics. It seemed amazing at first, fast answers, detailed explanations, everyone loved it. I just found out it's been hallucinating numbers this entire time. Our VP of sales made territory decisions based on data that didn't exist. Our CFO showed the board a deck with fake insights. The AI was just inventing plausible sounding percentages. I only caught it by accident when someone asked me to double check something. I started digging and holy shit, it's bad. And this is exactly what happens when data isn't governed or when AI is also not governed. Now, for this organization, they use the AI without proper oversight. And when we're talking governance, that is what governance is. It's oversight. So AI boom requires governance. It requires data governance. It requires AI governance. Also, this is $1 million mistake for this organization because the VP made territory decisions on fake data. The CFO showed the board fake insights. So you can already imagine what would have happened in this organization. Of course, some people would lose their jobs for this kind of mistake. And then data quality matters. When you're talking about AI, of course, you need to have data that is of high quality. And that's where data governance comes in again. So if they had a data governance professional or if they had a mature data governance in place, they would easily have caught this. This would not have gotten this bad. But this happened because of a lack of data governance and data management in place. And that's why with AI, we say garbage in, garbage out. Now, I've been mentioning data governance, data management. You may be wondering, okay, so what does that even mean? So what is data management? Data management is the development, execution, and supervision of plans, policies, and practices that deliver, control, protect, and enhance the value of data throughout its life cycle. Now, within data management, there are 10 knowledge areas. Now, this definition comes from the Dharma-DM book. That is the gold standard for data management. We like to say the Dharma-DM book is like our Bible for data management. So this comes from there. And within the Dharma-DM book, there are 10 knowledge areas. You have data governance, data architecture, data modeling and design, data storage and operations, data security, data integration and interoperability, document and content management, reference and master data, data warehousing and business intelligence, and finally, metadata. I know this may be a mouthful for a lot of us, but not to worry. These are things that we teach in detail within our program. Data management is the backbone of every AI system. So all these knowledge areas that I have mentioned, they form the foundation for AI. So every compliance audit, every business decision, every AI system depends on all these knowledge areas that I have just mentioned. So when you master these, when you're able to learn this, you become indispensable. You're able to grow your career when you're able to learn this and help organizations with implementing this within their processes. So now we've talked about data management. We're going to talk about data governance. So data governance is a framework of policies, standards, and processes that ensure data is accurate, secure, trusted, and used responsibly across an organization. For data governance, it is a no-coding role, right? So what do you do on the job as a data governance professional? You create and enforce data policies, standards, and procedures. So this role is really good for people who don't want to code, who would rather maybe work with people or work with processes or do a lot of documentation. Then data governance is good for you. So when you work as a data governance professional, you're going to be ensuring data quality, accuracy, and consistency across systems. You're going to manage data privacy, compliance, and regulatory requirements. You're going to work with stakeholders to build data accountability frameworks. And some of the core skills that you will learn are data policy writing, metadata management, data quality management, privacy and compliance, stakeholder management, and then the DMBOK framework. So the DMBOK is from, like I mentioned, that is from DAMA, and that is the gold standard for data management and data governance. So these are some of the things that you would do within data governance. So why is data management a good career or a fantastic career opportunity? Is because every organization runs on data. And data management is the discipline that makes sure that data is collected, stored, protected, and used correctly. So companies are willing to pay a premium for professionals who can actually help them do this. Now, why are companies hiring right now? Why do they pay a premium? Because regulators are demanding better practices. So you have like the GDPR, you have PIPEDA, you have HIPAA. These are different regulatory laws. They are usually enforced within different industries. So it is not optional for a lot of organizations. They have to follow this. And for them to have better data practices, they need to have data management and data governance in place. AI is also only as good as the data feeding it. I think I have buttressed that point enough. But bottom line is companies need data they can trust. For them to deploy AI, they need to trust their data, and a data governance professional will help them trust their data. Also, data breaches cost companies millions. It's very expensive when data gets stolen. So prevention starts with governance. So before you talk about data security, you first need to govern data. So data security is a part of data governance. Then you have another reason is most organizations are drowning in data or starving for insight. So the problem organizations have right now is that they have more data than they even know what to do with. So in a lot of situations, many organizations don't even know all the data that they have. So that's another thing that you help them do. You help them identify their different data sources, help them map their data properly, and ensure that the data is properly handled across the organization. Now, if you look at the DAMA wheel, you get to see data governance in the middle. So this right here, this wheel here is called the DAMA wheel, and data governance is in the middle because data governance cuts across all the other knowledge areas in data management. So data governance is like a glue holding everything together and ensuring that everything is working right. Now let's look at the career opportunities in data management. So we have the data governance analyst. These are some job titles: the data governance analyst, data steward, data quality analyst, metadata manager, data governance specialist, data privacy officer, data management manager. You have the chief data officer. That's a more senior or executive role. But these other roles are data governance roles. You just find different job titles. Like sometimes you would even see data and AI governance specialist. So they're just different job titles, but at the end of the day, they're doing similar work. Now, what does the salary landscape look like? I like being very moderate. So I remember with organization, it really depends on their budget, but anywhere from 75,000 all the way to $220,000. That's what the job market looks like. What I'm going to do, and then the demand for all of this is very, very high. What I'm going to do right now is we are going to head into LinkedIn. So I'll stop sharing my screen briefly so I can open up my LinkedIn, and then we can go search for jobs on LinkedIn so that you're not just taking my word for it, you're actually seeing what the data is saying. So let me stop sharing briefly, and then I would go into LinkedIn. I'm going to mute everybody. Someone is unmuted. So I'll share my screen again. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. All right, thank you for that. So let's start. I'm just going to do a rough search so you can see. I want to believe you're familiar with LinkedIn and how to search for jobs on LinkedIn. Even if you're not, that's fine. So what I've just done is a LinkedIn search data governance jobs, and I did a filter for United States. I'm not going to pick on any specific state in the United States. Maybe when you do your search or your research, you can open your specific state. But what I want to show you is the salaries, right? I want to validate the salaries. Some organizations share their salaries, some do not. So I am going to, let's see, this is data governance specialist. Let's see if we can find what the salary is. Well, firstly, you can see what the job here is. Support the development and execution of data governance strategies across client group data domains, partner with enterprise data governance and business governance forums to drive governance priorities and best practices, support enterprise data governance and data quality frameworks, policies. So let's see. I don't think this company shared their salary. Oh, they did. All right, so you can see the range, right? Is it 136,700 and some fraction, but you can say $136,000 to $218,000. This is their Charlotte base. And then for their Southern California base, you can see it's $159,000 to $254,000. Their New York base is $168,000 to $270,000. So this is within the US. This is just one job. And you can see this was posted a week ago, but you only have 39 people that clicked to apply. It doesn't mean 39 people applied. It means they clicked. So from this 39, not everybody would have applied, because the fact that I'm clicking, if I click apply now, it's going to count and say 40, but I'm not applying for it, right? So you can see they don't even have enough people even clicking on that role. Let's open another one. This is data governance lead. This was posted 17 hours ago. Let's see what the salary is. You can see for this, $120,000 to $140,000. That's what this role is paying. Let's open another one. You can see this posted a week ago, just 22 people have clicked apply. The demand is really high. One thing I find with a lot of my students, they come back to give me feedback saying immediately they revamp their LinkedIn, they have recruiters reaching out to them. Mostly students in the US, I find that happening a lot in the US. There's a demand in Canada, the demand is global, but I'm just highlighting my US students. You can see for this other role is $115,000 to $182,000. So I could go on and on. Let me do a filter for Canada. So for those of you in Canada, let's see what the job market looks like. So this is for a manager role. If you've had leadership experience in the past, you may be able to apply for a manager role. I have a student who currently, because she's had so much leadership experience in the past, She's been targeting director level roles and she's been getting interviews. She hasn't yet landed a job, but she's getting interviews, which is a good sign. You know, by the time she keeps interviewing more and more, eventually she will get what she wants. You can see here, they mentioned it. So Dama DMBOK, that is the framework. So you can see Dama, like I mentioned, what they require from you. The certification is the CDMP. So when you see Dama, DMBOK, CDMP, it's all referring to that certification. Now within Canada, you can see $85,000 to $156,000. That's for the manager role. Let's open up another role. Yes, US typically has better salaries than Canada. I think that's known. Everyone knows that, I think. So if you're in Canada and you're wondering, oh, why is it slightly lower? Or why is it lower in Canada? Well, usually US has better pay. Okay, so let's look at this role. This role, they are lowballing because this says $65,000 to $90,000. For this kind of role, I usually would tell my students to go for the higher figures. So it should be about at least $90,000 is what they should be negotiating, if not higher. For roles like this, what I also advise students to do is, even if you get a job and it's not paying you exactly what you want, like your first job isn't giving you exactly what you want, use that as a stepping stone. You take that first job and then tell yourself that I'm going to use this job to gain that real world experience. And within 6 months, I have enough experience I can put on my resume and then I can aim higher for the exact role that I want. So that's something that on the side that I just always tell my students, because sometimes these low paying roles become your should I say, they act like they help you get a foot in the door so you don't just totally disqualify them. But this is low for data governance. Let's look at a few more. You can see this row here says it $130,000 to $135,000. This data governance manager. Let's look at one more and then we'll head back to our slides. This is RBC, lead data governance, data management and governance. Let's see what that is. See, a week ago and it's still not up to 100 people that have clicked. And that's because data governance, I wouldn't say data governance is new because it's not new, but the awareness, unlike when you compare roles like data analytics, business analysis, there's more information on those roles compared to data governance. People are just beginning to wake up to data governance. So let's look at what the salary is like. Something to note, as much as I like to say data governance is a no-code role, my organization trains you on SQL because sometimes we do recognize that for some organizations, they do ask you for SQL. Like if you look at this role, it says use data and analytics tools like SQL. So within our program, we teach you SQL, we teach you Power BI, because sometimes we know it's been asked of and it is an advantage for you. Now we cannot see the salary here. I'm just going to open one more and then we head back in. So, but this is within Canada. Let me see. But for those of you from Canada, you can do research. So maybe so this doesn't take time. Okay, let's see this data steward, data governance. This is the last one I'll open. Let's see if we can find the salary here. Okay, they didn't share their salary. That's fine. So let's head back into the presentation. We have seen what it looks like, what the job market looks like. You can use, I know there's Indeed, there are other job board platforms, so you can search on those platforms so you see what is around you. Now let's talk about the CDMP certification. Now, the one thing I like to say is certification alone is not going to help you land a job. So if all you do is write an exam and start applying for jobs, that is not good enough. However, certification, when you add theoretical knowledge, hands-on knowledge, practical experience, and then you have a certification, it can help you negotiate higher salaries. I'm going to use an example of one of my students who was negotiating, because I provided a reference for that student, and they were negotiating, they were offered $100,000. It was for a project management role, but for it was a data project, and they were offered $100,000. And I told them, no, that's really low for the scope of work that you will be doing. And I asked them to negotiate. So they actually added $20,000 and they were able to get it. Now, when they were sending the email, because I helped them when they were drafting that email to send back to the recruiters, and when they sent the email, some of the things they listed were their certifications. And they were like, because I have this number of years of experience, in addition to this certification, this is what I'm asking for. So mentioning this to say that certification alone will not give you the job, but certification helps you stand out. Okay, so talking about the certification, it is the Certified Data Management Professional Certification. It is the gold standard certification in data management. It is issued by DAMA International and recognized worldwide by employers across every major industry. So some of the advantages, it's globally recognized. It helps you negotiate a salary premium. Also instant credibility, because when you show that you have that certification, it means that you have an understanding of the DAMA framework. And the DAMA framework is the gold standard framework for data management. It's also a career differentiator for you, as most candidates applying for data roles do not have that certification. Now, the certification has different levels. There's the associate level, practitioner, master, and fellow. But organizations usually do not care what level you have. They just want to see that you have the certification. So the associate level is the first level when you get started. So the associate level is the first level when you get started with the exam. And your program includes the full CDMP association prep. Excuse me for a minute, everyone. I'll be right back, please. Thank you very much for that. So yes, so that's that for the certification. I will take questions at the end. So if you do have questions, wait until the end and I'll take all your questions. So as you can see, the opportunity is massive and the timing is perfect. As we saw, the role, data governance roles, the average salary is about $100,000. It doesn't require coding. And then even for roles that require SQL, we do teach SQL in our program. So AI is creating a new demand, like we have seen as well. Data and AI governance is one of the fastest growing fields in the world because AI needs to be governed. You need governed data, and AI regulation is reshaping data careers, right? So when you transition, you don't start from zero. You start by reframing the experience you already have. So your existing skills are more valuable than you think. And that's something I always tell my students. When you start, you're not starting from the bottom. You're starting with the experience that you have. You don't throw away your previous experience. You don't throw away the previous industries where you have worked. You actually leverage on those. So you can transition into data governance because you likely already have 60% of the required skills. So let's explore some of the skills. And if I mention, just look through my slide and see if you can identify some skills that you already have. So problem solving skills. Do we have problem solvers here? Business understanding, that is knowing how organizations operate. Domain expertise, knowledge of a specific industry, maybe finance, healthcare, retail, government, or whatever industry you're coming from. Attention to detail, communication. I'm looking at the chat. I can't really see anybody writing anything. Does that mean no one here has identified any of the skills that they already have? Process improvement, documentation, strategic thinking, stakeholder management, leadership, adaptability. These are some of the skills that you already have. I'm sure if you dig into your career, you'll find out that you already have many of the skills, and these are the skills that are needed for data governance, right? So what you'll be doing is you're going to be building on this. You're not starting from scratch, you're not throwing all of this away. You're just adding your knowledge of data to this so that you can get the job. These are some testimonials from some of our students. A student, I think that was a week ago, sent this in. He just wrote the exam. One of our current cohorts, as at week 4 of the program, the student wrote the CDMP exam, and this was his score, 92%, which is really, really amazing for someone who didn't know data governance before starting the program, and he was able to write the exam. I'm just going to read quickly some of the testimonials from previous students. This student is called Tolu. Tolu said, "Hello, coach. Thanks for your help during my interview. All the questions asked were things I had done with you during the program, so it was really easy for me. Thank you so much. They sent the offer today. I just signed it now. It's still like a movie to me." Another student said, "Hi, Jennifer. Just wanted to say thank you again. I officially started my new role this week as a data governance analyst. The guidance you gave during the program really helped me understand the field and prepare for interviews." Another student said, "I just wanted to share some good news. I've received an offer for a data governance analyst role, and I'll be starting next month. I'm really grateful for the support from you and the Tech Drivers team throughout the program. The sessions, guidance, and feedback were incredibly helpful during my transition. Thank you again." I'm going to play some videos. Please let me know if you can hear. Just use the chat, please, if you can hear. This is from another of our students. Can you hear? I can play from the beginning. Oh, you can't. That's really unfortunate that you can't hear. This from another student. I have quite a number of videos, but I'm not sure why it's not playing. Yeah, I can see in the chat different people are saying they can't hear. I'm not sure why that works that way. But I'm just gonna keep it moving. But these are testimonials from previous students. This is another student's CDMP certification. They sent that to me when they received their CDMP badge. These are two other students. I'm not sure why you can't hear, but I'm going to skip but these are just testimonials from other students in the past. These are some more. These are some more testimonials. So anyway, so that we don't get stuck on that, I'm not sure why that doesn't play properly. I can hear it on my end, but you can't hear it. So let's go into the Tech Drivers Land Framework for landing a six-figure data role. What is our framework? How did we help our different students? How do we continue to help our different students? It's using the land method. So within the land method, it is a four-phase framework developed from my own career transition, and now I've used that to help hundreds of professionals as well. So for L stands for learn, where you learn the core concepts of data governance, data management, frameworks, and industry standards. So that's the first thing we do within our program. We teach you all the core concepts. Then next you move to A, which stands for apply. You apply with real world case studies and tools used by employers today. So you start building your portfolio from week one. Next is navigate. You navigate the job market, so position your transferable skills and identify the right roles for your background and experience. And then D stands for demonstrate. So you demonstrate your value, you polish your resume, you ace your interviews, and activate our job placement support network so you can land your role. So this really is our process. It's called the land framework. That's what we use with our students. So they start first by learning all the theory. After the theory is done, by week 4 of the program, we're usually done with the theoretical bits, and then we go into the hands-on bit. Like this morning, we had, last week, we had Purview, Microsoft Purview, which is one of the data governance tools that we teach. We have enterprise access, so our students, firstly, the way we do it, they watch the instructor go through the use of the tool, and then they have access to the tool and they navigate the tool. They do their project using the tool. Today, we started SQL classes. So the students are learning SQL and they're practicing. So now for that particular cohort, they are in the apply phase. So we start with learning concepts, move on to application. Then once you have the application done, you start navigating the job market. That's where you work on your resume, your LinkedIn. And then once you have that ready, you start getting interviews. Hopefully you start getting interviews once you have your resume done right, you start getting interviews, and in no time, you land the job of your dreams. So this is our process. And so this process it spans 8 weeks. So we have a program called the Data Governance and Management Work Experience Program. It's for 8 weeks. We get to meet twice weekly. It's a combination of live and pre-recorded classes. The format is on Zoom, just like you're meeting with me right now. The format is on Zoom, no coding required, but we do teach you SQL. We also prepare you for the CDMP certification pathway. So the CDMP, we have like the mock exam, we have mock past questions for you. We do exam preparation sessions with you. And then for us, the outcome is simple. We want to get you job ready. We want you to become a job ready data governance professional at the end of the 8th week. And the next cohort for this program starts on the 1st of August. I'm going to take questions. I just want to run through to the end. I see some questions in the chat. I'm going to be taking questions once I'm done running through to the end. So our next cohort starts August 1st. So what would you get within the program? So governance framework and strategy. Remember I talked about the theoretical learning, which is the learn part. So you learn data management, the DMBOK framework, data governance strategy, the roadmap, data quality tools, the frameworks, introduction to AI governance. That's where it starts. Then we go into certification prep, the CDMP's exam prep, so study plan, materials, DMBOK deep dive, practice question bank, exam readiness assessment. Then we move into hands-on projects where you work on real-world case studies and industry tools. You get to build your governance portfolio, governance artifacts, documentation, and then it becomes work experience for your resume. Also, career positioning. We teach you how you can translate your transferable skills. You can position your experience for data roles, LinkedIn, personal brand for data, job market strategy, and application. Then job search and interview readiness. So interview prep, mock interviews. Usually we tell our students when you have an interview, you do reach out to let us know, and we work with you to make sure that you're ready for your interview. And then, of course, support, mentorship, and references. So for our students, as long as you complete all the projects, then we're able to give you a reference. We're able to stand for you when you get an interview or when the recruiter asks you for references. So this is what you get within the 8 weeks program. So our goal is this: you become a certified data management professional. You have the skills employers need and are hiring for. You have the work experience for your resume, and then you land your role as a data governance professional. So this is what we really offer our students. Now, what is everything broken down again? What you get? You get the LAN framework, you get weekly live training, you get AI for data governance, certification prep, career launch package, job search accelerator, templates, workbooks, case studies, private community, and ongoing support. Now, the investment for the program is $1,997. However, we are currently giving a discount to for everyone on the call today. We're giving a discount. Rather than pay $1,997, you get to pay $997 US dollars. So that's what the fee is. I can see a question in the chat about the fee. So the fee is $997. That's the discount fee. And we give you the flexibility. You can pay in 2 installments or 3 installments. So if you want to join the August 1st cohort, you can pay in 3 installments. Maybe you want to start by paying $300 first. It's in USD. I see someone asking me. It's in USD, not Canadian dollars. So you can pay $300 first, or you pay $500, or you can pay the whole $997. It really just depends on you. The only thing we say is, irrespective of how you break your payments, by the 4th week of the program, you ought to have finished making all your payments because it is an 8-week program. So I am going to be opening the chat for questions. Just to run through some of the bonuses that you get within the program. You get Power BI Masterclass. You get a CDMP prep question bank. You get access to the private alumni network. You get SQL training. You get ATS-friendly resume templates. You get recruiter outreach templates, and then introduction to AI governance. So you get all of these bonuses in addition to the DAMA framework, which we'll be covering within the program. So it's a lot of bonuses that you do get within the program. Now let's do the math. Let's say you get a job after the program. Let's say 4 months from now, you get a job, and then your salary is $100,000. So your monthly take home is anywhere, let's say roughly $8,000. It means that by your first paycheck, you already have gotten back your investment. So for me, I would say this is a no-brainer for anyone who wants to pivot to data governance or data management. So our goal, we have just one goal, right? Our number one goal is to get you job ready in as little as 8 to 12 weeks. We want to get you certified, skilled, and hired. So I'm going to be opening the chat now to take your questions. I'm going to be, you can feel free to unmute. If you have any questions, please feel free, unmute, and I will take your questions. So I'll stop sharing my screen for now. Okay, someone is asking, let me see in the chat, why is SQL training required? Now, we add SQL as an advantage. It doesn't, so a lot of data governance roles do not require SQL, but we do see situations where SQL is being asked for. So that's why we have SQL as a part of it. It's just for you to have an advantage. Feel free to unmute if you have questions. Are the classes live or pre-recorded? The classes are live. So we use hybrid learning. We have some aspects of the program where they're live, so live classes every week, but we also have pre-recorded modules in the learning management system. So it's a blend, it's a blended mode of learning. Okay, I see someone's hand is up. Feel free to unmute, please. Go ahead and unmute. Carly?
Yeah. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Yeah, I put a question on the chat. I wanted to know if the positions for the role are remote, like if you could get a remote to work from anywhere, you know.
You can, yes, there are remote roles out there. There are lots of remote roles out there. So you
Okay,
just have
and
to check, right? But there are
yeah,
remote
okay.
roles.
Okay, and then also like when is the after the August 1st cohort, when will be the next cohort?
I'm not so sure yet. So I'm not so
Okay.
sure when the next cohort would be. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to know because right now I'm not ready to start the August 1st one.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. I see in the chat what time and days are the classes. So we have classes, so right now for August, we typically before we start, we do like a little survey, but it's either Tuesdays or Thursdays. So it's in the evening, 7 p.m. So we likely will be going with Tuesdays for this next cohort. So Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST, and then Saturdays at 9 a.m. EST. I see a question. What is the relationship between this course and DLP? Can you please state what the full meaning of DLP is? I'm not sure what you mean by DLP. What's the acronym DLP? What does that mean? Data loss prevention. That is not, so because I'm not so sure what data loss prevention is. I don't want to give you the wrong answer, but I would say that's not a part of data governance. That's different. So I hope that answers your question. Data loss, yeah, it's different from data governance. Any questions? What's the cost of the exam? So the exam is $311 USD. And you pay that directly to DAMA. You don't pay to us. You pay directly to the exam body. We just guide you on how to go about it. And also something I didn't mention, we give you the textbook. We give you the textbook for the exam as well. And we guide you on how you can actually go about writing the exam. Is the class is 2 to 4 hours? No, the class is an hour 30 minutes. So it's an hour 30 minutes per session. If Saturday is not convenient, so our Saturday classes are usually they're more of group project days. So for Saturday classes, you're working on your assignments. Every session is recorded. So even if you're not able to make a session, you can you can watch the recording. It will be posted in the LMS. And then if you have questions, when next you come into class, you can ask your questions. So you never really miss anything. Yes. Okay. You're asking if the classes would be enough to prepare one to take the certification exam? Oh, yes, it is. Our students, just the classes alone, and then we have a question bank. So when you attend the classes, we give you the textbook. You also practice, you use the practice questions. That is enough. That's all our students use to write the exams. And we have many students who have written the exams. Okay, you did GRC. Will it help in any way? Yes, your knowledge of GRC helps in terms of with GRC, you're already familiar with policies and standards, so that helps. And then on the job market, that becomes an advantage for you. Okay, I see someone is someone is writing the explanation for DLP. Great. All right, any questions? Any other questions before we call it a day? If you would
Yeah,
like to
so
be,
for the
okay, go ahead.
sorry, quick question. So for the payment plan, you said
Mhm.
everything has to be paid by the first week if
By the
you're trying to sign up for the
fourth,
August.
week 4, everything paid by week 4, not by the first.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, by week 4. So we give you that flexibility. So you make some payment before the first class, and then, but by the 4th week, you should have completed all your payments. Someone is asking, scaling the interview for people that are interview shy. The thing is, I like to tell my students that interviews are like sales speech. As a salesman, you can't be shy. You have to talk it somewhere and just go with a bold face. Another saying that drives me is do it afraid. So even when you go to an interview, even if you're feeling nervous, you just have to bite the bullet because that's like you can't skip interviews, right? So we teach you how to interview, but you can't skip interviews. My LinkedIn profile, you can check Jennifer Agbatutu. That's my link. That's my name on LinkedIn. My profile is not optimized for anything, but you can check. You find me there. But my profile is
So
more
quick question.
outdated than anything else. Sorry, go ahead.
Is is this a job that's stackable? Like, can you have multiple jobs?
Within the tech space, people are able to get multiple jobs, right? It also
I can't hear anybody. Everybody seems to be. Are we done?
We are not done. Kindly exercise patience, please. Jennifer just got kicked out from the webinar, so she's about to log in again. So kindly exercise patience. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so please kindly exercise patience. Thank you. She just joined. She'll be with you shortly. Okay. So in the
okay.
meantime,
I got kicked out briefly. Yeah, my network kicked me out. Okay, so someone was asking something. So if you do have questions, my chat has been cleared. So if you have questions, please feel free to retype them or unmute and ask because I can't see all
Yeah,
the other
sorry.
questions since I got kicked out.
You got frozen when
All
you
right,
were
any
explaining.
questions? Sorry?
You got frozen when you were explaining the stack. This is a stackable job.
Oh, I kind of lost my train of thoughts. I got kicked out when I was explaining what, sorry?
If this is a job that we can have multiple, like, if you
Oh,
can have.
multiple jobs. Yeah. Multiple jobs. Now, the thing is, Is it possible to work more than one job? Yes. Do I know people who personally are doing it? Yes. Is it easy to do? No. People always complain about how difficult it is, but then they do it. So it depends on you. If you can find more than one and you think you can manage the two, that's, that depends on you, because it's tricky to do it. Because sometimes, from experience of people I know around me who do multiple jobs, multiple full-time jobs, it's like sometimes you have meetings that are colliding, clashing. You have to find a way to navigate such things, but it is possible, yes. All right, I see in the chat, someone says, I'm a qualified medication aide, but I want transition into tech. Will I be getting all the help needed to be successful in this field? Yes, you will be getting the help needed. You'll get the help. You get theoretical knowledge, you get practical hands-on experience as well. You get interview prep, you get certification prep, but you have to do the work. That is the thing. You have to do the work. And that's why I'm like, if it's a get rich quick scheme, it's not that way. You have to actually do the work. You have to study, you have to read the books, you have to come into class, you have to do your assignments. And then even after you've come into class, my students, I always recommend to them, even after the class, go back and watch the video again. Because when you're coming into class, you're hearing some new concepts. Watch it more than once so that it really sticks in, you know. Someone is asking, is there a chance for one-on-one tutoring? If you want one-on-one, you're not going to be paying $997, but there is an opportunity. If you do want to be let's say you don't want group coaching, you want what is it called? You want something more personalized for yourself, then yes, reach out to us. How long do we have access to the materials and training? So it's for 12 weeks. It's for 12 weeks. And you have access to our community even after 12 weeks. But the program, 8 weeks, then you have 4 extra weeks, and then you have access to the team even after it's done. How much is the DAMA certification? Certification is $311 USD. And that you pay to the organization, you don't pay to us. Any other questions before we call it a day? Would you be joining the cohort? If you're in our WhatsApp community, then you can send us a message if you have questions. If you've come in from the WhatsApp community, if you received our text message, then you can text us back. We would respond to you. There are different avenues to reach us. Any other questions before we call it a day? I'm looking at the chat and I do not see questions. So any other questions? In the absence of questions, we will be calling it a day. So any questions before we go? You connect to us on WhatsApp. Are you doing projects on AI? We're doing a project on preparing data for AI. So remember, data governance is about having high quality data, preparing data, having AI ready data. So we prepare, our project is on that, getting AI ready data. So in a way, yes, but it's not like we're building AI models. That's out of scope. Data governance, you're not building AI models or any of those things. You're not doing any automation. That is out of scope for data governance, right? You will not be required to do that on the role, on the job. Any other questions before we call it a day?
The last question I have for the August 1st, court, is the time, I know you said it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
So it's likely going to be Tuesdays. So for the next cohort, we're likely going to be meeting Tuesdays. Usually our classes are Tuesdays or Thursdays and a Saturday. So it's either we meet Tuesday 7 p.m. or Thursday 7 p.m. and a Saturday. How tough is data governance role? It's not tough. But it also depends on interest. If you're someone who understands policies, working with people, stakeholder management, then that's fine. That'll be good for you. But it's not tough.
So that's 7 p.m. Is it Eastern time or is it flexible? Because I do work, at 6 p.m. Central. I'm in Central Standard Time.
It's not flexible, unfortunately, and it's not flexible because it's difficult, right? Even if we say let it be 7 p.m., other people, so it's just always easier for us to have our standard time. And then if you miss any of our sessions, you can watch the replay or you attend a Saturday class. And then remember, it's a hybrid program. We do have a lot of materials in the LMS as well for you to study.
Yeah.
7 p.m. EST. Someone is asking what time zone? It is EST.
I mean, he has a point. It says that he did complain from day one. He complained from day one.
Sorry?
Yes, but
I can't hear you. I don't know if you're speaking to us. Enoch, are you speaking to us? Enoch, you unmuted. So are you asking a question? All right. In the absence of questions, we will be ending the session. If you want to be a part of the program, we've put in the payment link in the chat. If you're in our WhatsApp community, you also see the payment links there. Feel free to reach out to us with your questions, and then we'll take it from there. So thank you everyone for your time, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hi, Jennifer. I just
Okay.
want to ask this question.
All right then. Bye for now.
Jennifer, can you hear me?